Since one of the world's most popular shows just ended, it only makes sense that today we're talking about a show that finished 6 years ago.
Say my name.
That's right, it turns out Walter White from Breaking Bad may be the business coach you never knew you needed. Now to some people, entrepreneur is just a LinkedIn title they give themselves to avoid saying unemployed. But for anyone with serious aspirations to build a business, here's the 5 key lessons from Heisenberg to help us become better entrepreneurs. Number 1, live life like you're against the clock. Because you are. Sounds a little morbid, but the recognition that we don't have unlimited time is the best motivation to stop us from wasting it. Before his diagnosis, Walt played everything safe.
Get a little excitement in your life.
Yeah, someday.
But it's pretty much unanimously agreed that being an entrepreneur means taking risks. And once he realised he had limited time, he definitely did that. It might not always go to plan, but when you have that sense of urgency to achieve your goals, you'll have the resilience to keep adapting and pivoting until you eventually make things work.
I won.
Number 2, build a distinctly unique brand. Your competitive advantage can be on cost or differentiation, meaning to succeed you either find a way to provide lower prices than competitors or a way to provide a unique product that people will pay more for. Ideally, follow Walt's example of differentiating on quality, because with price it's often a race to the bottom with slim profits. Walt decided to sell the premium product on the market and never compromised on the quality, so it became the one that everyone wanted and Walt could name his price. But most crucially of all, the brand was instantly identifiable thanks to the product's blue colour. This separated it from the competition and helped form a brand people recognised and became attached to. Your product might not be as addictive as meth, but creating distinct brand associations should still have people coming back for more.
Oh, tight, yeah! Just keep bringing me that.
Number 3, collaborate. Play to your strengths. An obvious difficulty when starting a business is you have to wear a lot of hats. You want to be the CEO, but you also have to be the salesman, the accountant, the lawyer, and all the other jobs in the business. But trying to do everything yourself will be about as successful as telling Walt a knock-knock joke.
I am the one who knocks.
Walt recognised his strengths and weaknesses, and immediately realised he needed a partner to fill in some of the gaps, which happened to be Jesse. And I'm not saying you necessarily need to split your whole business with someone just to get their expertise, but it makes sense to double down on the things you're great at and that contribute most to the business's success, and then outsource or delegate some of the other tasks.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
And look, I'm all for trying to save money, but your time is valuable, so if you spend a whole day learning something you could pay someone £20 to do, once you factor in the opportunity cost of the work you'd have otherwise done in that time, you might actually be losing money. Form alliances where needed so you can play to your strengths, as your network can be as important as your product. Number 4, adopt a hacker mindset. When you're starting out in business, you're often competing with ventures that have far more money, resources, and experience. The playing field isn't even, and so you have to get more creative. And for Walt, there were definitely a lot of times he had to beat his enemies or competition, despite the odds being completely against him. But he always saw a path that others didn't.
This is not myth.
A very simple illustration of this hacker mindset concept is the challenge to draw 4 straight lines through 9 dots. If you've not seen this before, pause and give it a go. The only way to solve this?
Robot?
Nope, just thinking outside the box. Literally. Because nobody said you couldn't go out the lines. And I know this is super basic, but I think it's true in many areas of life and business that we often impose restrictions on ourselves that aren't actually there. And so when I say hacker mindset, I'm not talking Mr. Robot here. I'm saying it's important to challenge our existing assumptions to find ways of doing things that people wouldn't normally consider. Finally, number 5, never lose sight of your vision. According to Instagram, entrepreneurship is flying around the world in your private jet with models by your side. But you're not Dan Bilzerian just yet. The brutal reality of entrepreneurship is it's about sacrifice. It's missing events you want to go to. It's having your friends and family question why you're doing it and not just getting a real job like everyone else. If we're actually honest, it's not always glamorous, and it's almost always hard work. So whilst Walt was undeniably successful at making money, at what cost? Because with enough drive, almost any vision you have probably is possible. But you've got to be upfront with yourself about where you're trying to get to and why, as it's easy to lose sight of what's actually most important to you. Now, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur making millions, then like and share this video. It won't help in any way, but it will give me some validation, which I'm sure we can all agree is what's most important. But seriously, thanks for watching, and feel free to check out the first 2 episodes in the Unlikely Mentors series. And yes, the name has changed, as unlikely role models kind of implied you should look up to these characters in every way. And I don't want to be responsible for people cooking meth. See you next time.